Morning all, it's a beautiful wet, windy and wild, crispy day here in Ireland. The perfect day for a bike ride with friends. So welcome aboard everybody. What a great day. I got a phone call last night, I think it was. You may well remember these lads. When I get to stop, you might recognise them. These are the lads I did the Jigsaw tour with last year. Jigsaw is the children's charity, and we did that tour around Ireland. And these are the lads I did it with, and I got a phone call last night to say, "What are you doing tomorrow, Dave?" I said, "Nothing." Right, well, there's a few of us heading down to Wicklow, Glendalough, Sally Gap and surrounding areas. It's an absolutely stunning place to ride a bike down there. So we're just leaving Dublin now, joining the M50. This is the main ring road, and normally you can't move at this time of day on here, but it's still within the Christmas holidays. I'm not sure when this video is going out, but as you can see, it's moving freely, just what I like. So it's not too far of a ride, so sit tight, buckle up, and I'll turn back on when I've got some nice scenery to show you. So a few of the lads have just skipped through the light, but look what I've just noticed. Look at the back of Tom's panty or rear box there. Don't know if you can see it, I hope you can. It's the Wheelie Good TV stick. Good man Tom, still flying the flag. And the lads have turned right in here. We're at a place called Hollywood, and obviously, and now I know why they've turned right. We're obviously stopping here before we go much further. There you are. Hollywood Cafe. Actually, that's a good call. I hope there's breakfast in mind. Absolutely starving. Popular spot. Good call though, boys. I was just thinking I was getting a bit peckish. I left home a lot earlier than the rest of the lads this morning because I live another hour and 20 minutes further north from where I met them. Bit tight for parking. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll turn the camera off, then I'll be able to concentrate because I'll still have this multitasking thing problem. So our friend Daryl, affectionately known as Pathfinder, came up trumps yet again and led us to this magnificent place called the Hollywood Cafe, where I had a full Irish breakfast with as much tea as I could drink, bottomless tea actually, for €14.95. I limited myself to 5 cups of tea, otherwise I'd be weeing for the rest of the day. Anyway, happy faces all round and back on the road. Well, that was absolutely wonderful. Great little spot, that Hollywood Cafe in Hollywood, County Wicklow. If you're ever down this way, the food was absolutely beautiful. Okay, it looks like the weather's clearing up as well a little bit, so winner all round. Roads still look a little bit slippy there though. I've got new tyres on as well, so I'm always a little bit cautious. I've got the Michelin Road 6s on, and well, I just swear by those tyres, I love them. However, they're not properly scrubbed in yet, so conscious of that. Hello. Good few people out walking. That's a good reason not to hug the corners when you're going around the bends here. A lot of people out walking. Now the lads did shoot off ahead. There's a lot of crap on the road here. Look at all that. That was stones. I think that was a quarry to the left of us, was it? I really hope I'm going the right way. They've just shot off. It always takes me an extra minute or two to get the sorry, I'm just getting blasted with the wind there, to get the camera gear going. That's the only thing when you're making YouTube videos on a ride out. I hate being the one to say, would you mind holding on just for another minute or two, lads, until I get going. I'd rather they just went off and then I catch up. And on that note, there they are. The other thing about riding around here is there's a lot of wild deer. So there's a couple of times I've been in a car around this way, and deer have literally just darted out. Never hit one, fortunately. God, this is brilliant. You know what I love? I've said it so many times, you know, on my videos, that this YouTube and lark and biking, well, it's all linked of course, but it's opened up a whole new world. This is my 4th year of vlogging, and I only met these lads last year, and it's just like we've been friends for years, you know, that way. It's just, doesn't matter if I don't see them for a few months, we just click whenever we do. The crack is mighty, they're just great lads. I love all of their company, it's brilliant. GS, great road presence, haven't they? I haven't seen the new 1300 GS out on the road yet. I mean, I know with that headlight it'll be instantly identifiable, just as well as the asymmetric light is there. Ah, look at this, folks. Great way to start the year. I did miss it, but fortunately over the winter there, I think it was one of the warmest winters we've had in Ireland in a long time. Normally, well, certainly for the last few years, I wouldn't be out riding a bike for a month. That's why I bought the CRF 300 last year, just to have a bike to get out on and not be too bothered about the conditions. You could go anywhere on that thing. So this is brilliant, because normally I sort of put January down to research and videos, and you know, the Northern Antrim coastline series I did last year, basically spent January researching the stories that I brought within that series of vids. And so I think it's the same for a lot of bikers. If you're not out riding in January, you're planning. It's part of the addiction, I suppose, isn't it? It always amazes me that we don't see more UK riders over here in the summer, and it's only a ferry ride, you know. The Holyhead to Dublin ferry is like, well, the fast ferry is just over 2 hours long. A very reasonable price, depending on what time of year you come over, of course. And then you have all of this. I mean, like I say, we're in County Wicklow here, but this is within an hour and a half of Dublin Port, where you get off your ferry. So you could come over for 2 days, one night, and just ride around landscapes like this. I mean, just beautiful. If you haven't seen my Mountain Pass series, then go and check out the Sally Gap one. I think we're possibly going to Sally Gap, I might have mentioned that, but I did a sort of feature length day, or was it 2 days, on the Sally Gap. Oh no, it was 2 videos, but I shot them in one day. So check out that. There's a bit of history involved about the local area, and a couple of great stops along the way as well. Oh, this is just heavenly, folks. Oh, and the bike is just stunning. All new suspension, fully serviced, new tyres. Feels like it's brand new, although it's bothering me a lot that the bike is as dirty as it is. I was out riding 2 days ago, and I knew that I'd be out again this week. I didn't quite know I'd be out doing this, like I say, until last night, but I'm just delighted I didn't clean it. All this gunk on the road. It's a new fella to the group, Mark, in front of me, lovely fella. I think he came along on my subscriber ride out. He's definitely familiar. I know I've met him before. He's familiar with the channel anyway. He's reminded me about certain videos over breakfast there. So he's riding a beautiful, the Kawasaki, the 1400. So here we are. I think this is the Wicklow Gap. Hopefully we're all here. There's a few behind us, obviously. And there's Donal. Can you drive up there? Oh, I might just do that for the crack. It's a studded walkway anyway, so I shouldn't slip. Thanks, ladies. It'd be great for a photograph. I just wonder which is the best angle. God, it's windy up here. My God, bloody windy, and it is very slippy. Even though it's studded, it's soaking wet, and you know the way the decking gets in your back garden. Yeah, it's like that on my feet. So the new tyres are doing a great job, but my God, it's really blowing the bike around. But it's a great photo opportunity here. If I can just turn it again. My feet are slipping so much I might have to get off the bike. No, I'm good there. The wind's coming from behind me now. Okay, let's get a photo or two. The problem with leading the way once is that once you're known as a leader, you're forever known as the leader. And on that note, Damien, it's you.
How's things out?
Yeah. Tell us where we are.
At the moment we're up in the Wicklow Mountains, we're up at Turlough Hill. I don't know if you can see behind me here on top of the mountain, what we have is a man-made reservoir. And I think, as far as I remember, it was built about 1979, and it was one of the most advanced hydroelectric power stations in the world at the time. So basically, a massive man-made lake is on the top of the mountain there. Through it, a series of tunnels coming down with a turbine in it, and it comes down to the lake at the bottom here. And during the day the water comes down, powers, you know, half of Dublin, and at night time then it's pumped back up to the top of the reservoir, and the same's been repeating over and over and over for years. So it's, you know, it's a phenomenal piece of engineering that he done. And even at the end of it, what he done was the drills that he used for drilling through the mountains, they actually drilled them into the mountains and left them there. It was cheaper to leave them there than it was to move them anywhere else in the world. But the entrance of it is up over this way, and you can do visits on it. I know they do tours during the week, and it's well worth a trip. If you're at a loose end, you're ever up in Dublin on a good day, it's definitely worth going in and having a look, because there's a whole factory inside the mountain.
So as well as a marvellous leader of our tour today, he's also a historian. What's in store for us next, Damien?
Next we'll be off to Glendalough. We'll have a quick little look in Glendalough. We'll go over Sally's Gap then, and just to go right over the top of the mountain, and then we'll go to the Blue Light pub, and kind of a renowned spot for bikers, and we might have a bit of lunch there before we head off back to Dublin and on our merry way.
And if that's not enough, folks, Damien also bought breakfast for all of us as well. What a fantastic day out. Thanks, Damien.
No problem, Dave, no problem.
I know you can't tell the wind on the camera. Well, maybe you can by looking at the grass there, but lads, this is crazy. I'm using all of my strength to stay up right here, and like I said on the way up here, it's slippery like a garden deck in the winter. So I was led up here under false pretenses by all of these studs in the wood. Anyway, but it's impassable up here. normally at this time of year because of the snow. So that was a bit of a treat. There we are, I made it. Okay, it looks like we're heading on again. Lads are fastening the helmets. Jeez, I'm going to have to turn the bike so the wind is behind me. How are you doing, lads? Because it's literally side on here, and I'm going to shelter behind Mark. I'm using your big huge bike to shelter from the wind, Mark. Oh, yeah. The only problem is if you go over, I'll go over. We'll be like dominoes. I had thought about the heated clothing. I know Richie Vida, when he does his stuff up, like that series he did North, he swears by his heated clothing. And to be honest, I was sort of waiting to see how cold it got this winter before investing in something like that. But sure, we'll wait and see. There's still time yet. This is my happy place. A very, very happy man today. I just love, as you know, I just love being out in scenery like this on two wheels, and even better, the icing on the cake is being with a group of lads like this. I mean, I honestly couldn't wish for anything better than this today. It's absolutely 100% my happy place. And for those of you who are new to the channel, if you're picking up my Irish dulcet tones, don't be fooled. I'm not Irish. I've just lived here for 20 years. I'm originally from the northeast of England, but I fell in love with one of Ireland's women, and I fell in love with their country as well. And I'm absolutely gushing about Ireland for the last 20 years. I love this place. I love the people. The scenery is something else, and then when you're a motorcyclist as well, I mean, it's just like a playground. It really is. Stunning place to ride a bike. So you saw Damien there telling us about the reservoir on top of the hills. Damien's actually the chap who organised the Jigsaw Grand Tour last year. The trip around Ireland we did for the 3 days. So he's a natural born leader, is that lad, and he crosses the T's and dots the I's of every little sort of tour or everything he organises. It's all done so precisely, so thoroughly. He's a great guy, a lot of time for him, and he's one of those selfless people, you know. He puts everybody else before him. I only met him last year through motorcycling. Now, I remember coming down this hill. That's another reason actually to go and look at my series on the Sally Gap. I remember coming down this hill when I made that series with no petrol left in the tank. And I got to the petrol station, if my memory serves me correctly, right down to the bottom of here. So I freewheeled pretty much, because the fuel gauge, and it's still the same on this bike, the fuel gauge was telling me from 50 to 40, and then I think it went pretty much down to 10 or 8 after that. And I got to the petrol station with 1 kilometre left in the tank. It was a close one. It really was. It was literally by the skin of my teeth. And I remember the light was failing as well, and I was thinking at one stage, I'm going to have to sleep rough. There was nobody around. Look at the water gushing down the side of the road here. A lot of rainwater over the last few days. Actually, there was a storm here, well, across Ireland last night and this morning. I very nearly didn't come out to play today because of it, and I forget the name of the storm. If it's worthy of naming, rather, then it's going to have some sort of severity to it, and yellow weather warning and orange weather warnings issued for the south of the country. But I wasn't going to give this a miss, to be honest. The stuff which worries me most isn't even the rain. I mean, I've worn this stuff for the last couple of years, the Alpine Stars, the Andes 2, is it? Clothing. I swear by that, it's just brilliant stuff. I've been caught out in some torrential monsoon rain, and it doesn't let it drop through. Bone dry. But as Tommy Tiernan, the famous Irish comedian, always said about Ireland, it's a fantastic country, be even better if we could just put a roof on it. It does rain a lot here, but hey, that's why it's so beautiful and green in the summertime. I'll put up with that. So we're just coming into the village of Roundwood. If I remember rightly, I think this is the highest village or town in terms of altitude in Ireland. Very quaint little Garda station there. Look, some nice little shops there as well. The Roundwood Inn. That looks lovely, doesn't it? For a winter's day. Nice Irish coffee in there. And bends up ahead as well. Great roads these. You can only imagine in the summertime. Although it's you'd be easily forgiven for thinking you were in America here in the summertime because of the amount of American tourists, which I'll actually never complain about, because apart from it being wonderful for the economy, I never forget when I was still travelling around in the lockdown. I was able to travel around because I was making TV programs about the lockdown and whatever, so we still had to sort of function. But I never forget the roads, you know, being empty with nobody on, and you know, as much as you can give out about a traffic jam or gridlock or whatever you want, when you're in that sort of parallel universe like the lockdown and there's nothing on the road, it's just the oddest thing ever. I'll never ever forget that. Hopefully we'll never witness it again. So it's a pleasure to see tourists back on the road, especially in these parts. And there in front of us now is the Sugarloaf Mountain. Yeah, not the one in Brazil. The one in County Wicklow. Climbed that a few times with the kids, and sure, it only takes about 45 minutes to climb to the top of that, but it's a great view from the top of it. You can see right across County Dublin and pretty much most of County Wicklow as well. It's amazing. It's well worth doing. This time of year, you'd probably get blown off the top of it. I remember one time I was convincing my wife, we were down this way for something, we were having a weekend away down here with the kids, and I was saying to my wife, because she knows that I've climbed it with the kids a few times, so I was saying, come on, we'll do it, and she was, no, absolutely not. And sure, by the time we got to the top of it, after convincing her for like the day beforehand to do this, by the time we got to the top of it, the cloud had closed in, and we were sat just in white cloud, couldn't see anything. So that was her experience of climbing the Sugarloaf. I'm not sure I'll get her back up there again. Just give the lens a little wipe. Darrell's telling me to slow down, and that's why. All this mush from the leaves on the road here. Yeah, that could easily catch you out if you were going a little bit too fast. I'm really enjoying these roads though. Now there was question of going for lunch very soon. Now, I'm still loaded after breakfast, so that might be an opportunity for me to say goodbye to the lads if they are going to go off for a bit of a late lunch, because I've a lot further to travel home than they have, and the light will be sort of going within the next hour or so. It's 3:30 in the afternoon now. It'll be going in less than an hour, and I really don't want to ride probably 2.5 hours from here back home. I don't want to do that in pitch black the way the roads are. It's very pretty down here altogether. Enniskerry. It's a gorgeous church, isn't it? There's a lot of feature films and TV programs filmed down this way. You can see why when you look at the landscape. Thank you very much. Busy all day. So this is the village of Enniskerry. Gorgeous. Try and get ahead of that car there. Here's the boys. Alright, I shall turn off and see what our plans are. Do you know what? I might be leaving that Sally Gap for another day. I know I've referenced it a few times within this video, so if you really do want to see the Sally Gap, go and watch that video I did. Do you know, I'll even leave the link below in the blurb as well. But it's a great couple of videos if you really did want to see the Sally Gap. I'm not so sure we're going to be seeing it today. That weather is definitely closing in. So on that note, I shall say goodbye to the boys at my next stop, but I shall say goodbye to you now. I hope you enjoyed that little spin out with the lads and myself. I really, really did. It was great to catch up with old friends, but new old friends. I've only known these guys less than a year, like I say. That was just a wonderful day. Thanks again for coming aboard my bike and enjoying it with me. Right, I will definitely wrap it up now. I always hate leaving you after I've had such a great day out, but I'll say my goodbyes, okay? And thanks again. So Dave Perry, Wheelie Good TV, over and out.